the habit that we've been living with it for so long. So when anything happens, we just react as a habit. And then at the end, we regret. Is that true? When we regret, it's very hard for us to forgive ourselves. And then every time all those thoughts rise within our mind, we struggle with it. We overwhelmed with all those thoughts. That's why we cannot sleep. Cannot have a happy days. We always frustrated. Anxiety, depression. We have to go see the doctor. When we go see the doctor, we take medication. We depend on medications, but then it won't cure. The only medication that can cure that kind of illness, sickness, which is mindfulness. We practice every day. So when things come, we are aware of that, we acknowledge that right away, we manage our feeling, our emotion right away. So anger will not rise that quickly. Even though if anger arises, it starts to burn right here on our chest. When it's burned, we let it burn. Because we didn't pay attention to it. Because all those minds are leading us to that way, that direction. Right? But for us, practice long enough, we be able to see that fire start. When it starts getting harder and harder, we see it, acknowledge it, and we know that this is killing us, this is burning us, this feeling is not easy, it's not something that we want. And we concentrate on it and it will vanish within a minute. But majority of the people is because we are so busy with our life, money, family, kids, everything. We didn't have time to look back within, to see all those things that are happening within our life every single day. And that is why when things happen in our life, when somebody triggers us, we always jump. When somebody slaps on the table, all of us jump. It's because we are very easy for people to trigger. When they trigger us, we do the things that they wanted it. And they use us to do the thing that they wanted it. And for toxic people, when they tickle us, we laugh in shuffling way. They also laugh because that feeling of we are laughing because we are suffer, but they laughing with an enjoyable way. And the more we laugh, the more we react, the more we suffer, the more they're happy about it. And they will continue making us suffer. That is life. But the sadness is, we let them to lead us that way. Every time. One time I went to the hospital, and the doctor checked on my heart rate. And he asked me, Venerable, how did you get this heart rate? I say, my heart rate is the same as everybody's heart rate. He said, no, it's very slow, calm, steady, that he have never had before. He checked so many heart rate. And I say, I don't know. And he asked me, what did you do every day? I say, breathing. He said, then this is something that I might need. I said, yes, definitely. If you can come to the temple, we can sit down and do the mindfulness breathing. And he can practice with us. Police officer can practice with us. It releases stress, anxiety, depression. Very effective. And this is what we really need nowadays in this world. To manage our feeling, our emotion. So that way, nobody can mess it up, mess with us. Right? We are walking to this side of the country, to this direction to meet all of you here. It's meant for us to meet. For us to heal all the wounds. Right? We need to forgive everything and move on to the 2026 New Year with free of hatred, free of anger, and free of enemies, so that we can have a peaceful life. We cannot expect anybody to bring peace to us. And you cannot expect our Venerable Monk to bring peace to you as either, because we are not the peace machine. Right? We are just walking to raise the awareness and to share with you all how peace begins. Once we realize and once we know how peace begins, we practice and live with that way. Peace automatically be with you. And then we have peaceful day, our family have peaceful day, they don't have to look at our frustrated face every day, right? Because we have full loads of work and things like that, we always, very easy to be frustrated. When we go to work and when we come home, our face just like a rock. So everybody's scared to look at our face. What if we go home, we come home and we smile, relax, and when our wife says something or shout at us, we hand them a glass of water. She probably puts it away. Don't even try. Hand them another one until she calms. We don't need to react, but that is how people always react so quickly. So to do this together is right here, within this nostril, within our breath. We don't need to use any other object. We have this every single second. We have it. Our breath going in and out. But we abandoned it for so long. We just breathe like a machine, like a robot. We didn't aware of each breath going in and out. We didn't know that it's long or short. So to do that, all we need to do is just relax our body and let the breath going in and out naturally. No need to force our breath to be longer or shorter. Close our eyes. Let us all do this together now. Just pay fully attention to our breath by the nostril. When we breathe in, aware of that breath going in. Breathe out, aware of that breath going out. And then when you know that you have thoughts arise, acknowledge of that thought by saying silently, thought, thought, thought. Come back to the breathing. If you hear noises, sound, acknowledge it as sound, sound, sound. Come back to the breathing. Let us open our eyes. I look at you very peaceful. Tonight, the first time that I look at the audience, that is so peaceful when you close your eye and then concentrate on your breath. Even though those monkey mind is jumping here and there a lot, the mind full of thoughts. You see it, right? Within a short time, you can see you have a lot of thoughts popping up one after another. And there's time that we just follow one thought for hours, for days. So now that everybody sees our mind is as a monkey mind, we cannot stay at one place. This is one place right here. We put that monkey right here, but that monkey just keep jumping everywhere, right? Now we recognize that we need to practice more to calm that monkey down. The more we practice every day, the better we are, then that monkey soon will just stay at one place. It will not jump around and around and around anymore. Just like Aloka. When I first brought him from India to United States, he is now officially US citizen. Okay? When I took him to school for training, that is time when I know how to train a dog. Because all those trainers, they teach me first, right? And so when Aloka sees something move, he always go for it. He always go for it. When I say sit, he run away. When I say stay, he run away. He never stay at one place. But when I train him little by little every day, then he is now calm, much better than before. He stay, but he's not friendly around the other dogs because he been gotten attacked a lot in India because he was a stray dog. He been to many wars, so that is why he always protected. Probably many of you seen the video. He's very into the other dogs already. But I'm talking about Aloka to let us know that our mind is the same thing as training a dog. When he sees things moving or the ball, always chase after it. We are the same. Our mind, if it's untrained, we always chase after things. Cannot stay one place. But if we keep training our mind to stay, sit, one day it will just stay whenever we need it to stay. When I enter, since yesterday until now, that the audience start to greet us by doing this. I don't know who showed all the Indian audience by doing these flowers, right? But let me tell you something. When you need to make noise, you can make noise. When we need to be silent, we need to be silent. We don't need to control. But one thing that we really need is to be mindful when we make noise. To be mindful when we silent. If we keep ourselves silent, but in here keep making noise, so it makes no difference. If this is silent, this is also should be silent the same way. Then that will work. So if you need to clap, you can clap. If you need to talk, you can talk. But everything we do, we have to be mindful with it. When we talk, if we're mindful, we will not say hurtful things, hurtful words to the others. That will then you will regret later if you say hurtful things, right? That is why mindfulness needed. When you do something, you also need to be mindful. Let's say you're cooking, you're chopping something, holding a knife. If you're cooking with listening to music or watching art video, what's going to happen? That knife is very sharp. If we are not clever enough to hold that knife, we'll slice our fingers off. We'll cut it off. Our mind is the same. If we are not mindful and the mind is not well trained, and if we are not clever enough to manage our feelings and emotions, we could kill the other people, other beings, by verbally, by physically and mentally. And guess what? Everything we throw into the universe bounces back. Just like a ball. We throw it to the wall, it will bounce back. So what should we throw into the universe? Loving kindness and compassion and peace. Not hatred. Is that right? But we have been throwing so many angers and hatred into the universe. So it returns. When it's returned, we have all kind of suffering, all kind of disaster, and everything in life that we already face it. Right? If we keep doing that, when it's overwhelmed, what's going to happen? More and more, and guess what? This world will be more and more disasters gonna come. Different kind of disaster. So we need to be prepared, and we need to shape this world. How do we shape this world? By joining hands together with our Buddhist monk. We're not here trying to convert anybody. Very simple and very clear. That we want all human beings to join hands together to do this one mission. To go back to the one religion only. It doesn't matter what religion we practice. We are Buddhists. We believe in Buddhism, right? You believe in different religions. But all religions teach us how to be good. Is that right? How to be good, how to do wholesome things. But at the end, we all have a common religion that all beings seek for and worship Him for, which is the religions of peace, love, and kindness, and compassion. We worshiping that every day. We seek for that. We craving for peace, right? And that religion doesn't need a building like this because it's already in here. There's a building in here and in our heart already. But of course, we still need to go to church. We still need to go to the temple, to those places to study and to practice, to purify our mind. And so we are here sharing this message and asking you for help. To join hands together with us to walk to Washington, D.C. Final destination is Washington, D.C., but that is not the final destination. Final destination is when the world be a better place for all beings to live. To do that, every day in the morning, I repeat this again. Get a piece of paper and a pen out, write down the statement. Today is going to be my peaceful day. After you wrote that down, throughout the day, please be mindful, doing one thing at a time. No more multitask. Okay? Try to avoid the phone as much as possible if you don't need it. The phone is the one that I always call your lovers. Because you always live with it every day, every night. Okay? Sometimes you need to separate your lovers a little bit to give yourself some time to come back with him. Because we are very busy typing and checking. So that's why we don't have time to come back here with him. When we have free time, grab your lover and talk and work and play around with your lover. How can we have a mindfulness? How can we have a peaceful day? And guess what? When we go online, when we see some news, when we see somebody doing something that's bad, and then we react. And when we react, we mess our day. That is what I'm going to say next, which is, every day, wrote that down and then and read it with our eyes. Remember, our hand and our head together, not just the head, even we remember it already, but have to have the hand to write it too. So this will remind you more than just think the mind, okay? The hand write it down, today is going to be my peace today. Repeat it with our eyes, and then after that, read it out loud with our mouth. To tell the universe that today is going to be my peaceful day, okay? Nobody can mess it up. Except me, which is you. Believe me, there's no one in this world can mess it up. No one. They just saying the things that they want to say. Has nothing to do with us. But we took that in and we think that that person talked about me. And then we react, we mess it up. We mess it up really bad every day already. We don't have much energy left. So don't train it. Don't train your energy anymore because we don't have much time left in this world. Everything's impermanent. We might be here together, but who knows if we can come home? Who knows if we can continue walk tomorrow? Nobody knows. What if we leave this world with full of hatred and anger and regret and suffering? Where are we going to go? People say rest in peace. There's no way that you can rest in peace if when you live not at peace. We have to live at peace, and then when we rest, we'll be in peace. If we live suffering, we will rest. Can we rest or no? We will continue carrying on that suffering to our next life. Then we suffer again and again and again. This is what I've been seeing around me, and that makes me feel really, I have a really hard feeling when I see people surround me like that. And that is the reason why I call all venerable monks here and there to join this walk, just hoping that we can share the message to all of us here. I have never expected it, this crowd. And it is even larger in every day. That also tells me that so many sufferings around. So many. There are people just came to me and said, you saved my life. I was going to commit suicide, but when I see you walk you give me hope. So you shaped my life. I have never expected this to happen this way. We just want to do something very little to the people that we have meet. We will be meet on the way. But this is how much love and cares that you all have given us. Thank you so much for that. We appreciate it so much. This will keep us warm to walk to Washington, D.C. in the snow and the freeze. But if one day, if we walk, we feel really cold and really tired, it means that all of you didn't practice to have a peaceful day. Because that energy will send it to us. Believe me, what we throw into the universe, it will come. Everybody can receive it. If you don't believe me, ask yourself. We are strangers to all of you here. And probably all of you here are strangers to each other too. But why we here together and can sit here and share and talk like this, and smile and laugh like this? Definitely there's a connection in between. And why we walk this way but not the right direction, that so many people ask us, you started in Fort Worth, Texas. And you say, telling us that you walk to Washington, D.C., but this direction, you know that you rode to the wrong direction, right? I said, yes, I understand that. Because I'm the one who came up with the map. So it's meant for us to meet. There's a lot to share, but I know it's late. So I will stop here, and I will answer about 5 questions, and then we go to the last things that everybody waiting for. She laughs, she knows what I'm talking about. Any question? Yes, ma'am.
Helping my community bring peace. Oh, thank you. Do I need to start? I was saying, I'm the president of my Black Student Union at my school, and I wanted to ask you if you had any advice about bringing peace not only to my community, but how I can help my community bring peace to those around us as well.
This is what we've been doing, and I just talk about it. If you can practice to have peace for yourself, you can share it with your family members, your friends, your community. Let us all can practice that way. To tell you what, we don't need to expect the other people to bring peace or to do something for us, but we have to do it ourselves. We don't need to depend on the others. We've been dependent on the others and materials and technologies a lot. Ask ourselves, how many phone numbers that we actually remember now? Very few, 1 or 2 numbers that the one that we really, really, really love. 911. Wow, that's a very long number. How many phone numbers that we actually memorized back then about when the smartphone hasn't come out? A lot. Right? Phone book in your head. Why is that? It's because we dependent on material. And guess what? All the new phone come out, we chase after it. Oh yes, you say, oh yeah. Because we chasing materials like that way. And so that's why we cannot come back and within ourselves. And when things happen, it's like we scatter around and we broke our heart broken, things like that. We cannot stand for any type of feelings. We cannot bear for any type of that feelings, and it's really hurtful to us. To be honest with you, my family, we don't have a lot of brothers and sisters. We only have 10. And I'm the youngest one. But how can my mother and my father raise all of us? They raised all of us really well. Back then, I don't know Vietnamese. Their family have 10 members are just normal. But they can raise them all, no problem. As of now, we have 2 or 3 kids. Are we overwhelmed? Higher, right? And guess what? Everything when our kids need and wants, we always provide it. The more you give them materialities, the more weaken their minds. And when things happen, especially teenagers, fall in love, heartbroken, cannot bear that feeling, committed into suicide. So many left your parents in suffer. It's because we always live and depend on the others and materialities. It's now, the call is now the time for us to change the way of living. It's nothing wrong to use AI or phone, but we have to use it the right way when needed. It's not like every single time we just happen it and then we go all in for it. Not like that. Needed is different with wanted. If we can do that, and we can practice to make our minds be stronger and stronger every day, and share it to our communities. And this is what we're doing right now, right? I asked you to walk with us to Washington, D.C. by asking all of you to practice the same way as we are. Joining hands together, we cannot make the history to change this world to be a better place to live. But all beings can join hands together and walk together this way. This world will bloom with full flowers of peace and flourish throughout the universe. And we are going to be the history maker, not just a monk. Would you like to be a history maker? Then let us all do that together then. Yes.
Hi. I wanted to ask you, how can I shut my mind off while I'm sleeping? Because I have such vivid dreams. Sometimes they feel like visions, sometimes I can feel and touch. But I want to know, how can I shut my mind off on my dream while I'm dreaming?
The more you want to shut your mind down, the more you're going to stay up all night with it. There is one time that we can shut our mind down is when we die. But when we die, it's not down yet, it's not end yet. That mind will carry on to the next life. So we need to end it now, not to the next life. And how we end that? End means we need to practice mindfulness. View the special case, and I have helped this already. Many, okay? Mindfulness, the breathing is a very, very effective way for you. And the way we practice is not to push any thoughts away, but acknowledge it, aware of those thoughts. When we aware, when we acknowledge it, it will vanish by itself. And the more we practice, the better we are. Those thoughts keep arising and rising. It won't bother you anymore because you're aware of that. When you see it, it automatically vanishes. Right now, you didn't see it because you're afraid and you are overwhelmed with that already. And so the breathing technique will help you with the sleeping. Okay? When you feel overwhelmed with that, take a 3 deep breath. Relax everything and close your eye and take 3 deep breaths. One technique that I always use for myself when I feel sad or not happy, but not too long, I go out to the park, roll down the window, and I talk with the wind. I breathe in, thought of all those things that is not happy, breathe out, and I talk with the wind. I say, wind, please take all these away from me. I don't need it. Keep doing that for 15 minutes, you feel relaxed. And to tell you the truth, by doing that, the wind will not betray you. But if you do that to your friend, you'll be regret.
Thank you for coming and speaking with us today. I have a question about the suffering that we feel for others who are in pain and suffering. If I am breathing and meditating and I'm able to calm my own mind, but I still feel that suffering for everybody who is suffering in war zones and detention, how do I become at peace with that?
You have to understand that every single one of human and beings on this earth, they have their own karma. No one the same. No one can take it from the other or take it. Let's say you want to take my karma that so you can suffer for me. That's not going to happen. Knowing that when we commit into the unwholesome thing, that person is the one who will receive the result later on. When you commit into wholesome thing, that person will get the benefit, the result later on. Depends on how heavy and how strong it is to give you the result faster or longer or later. This life or next life. Knowing that everybody have their own karma, that they have to live with it, pay it off. We cannot interfere. All we need to do is just share metta, which is love and kindness with them. May that person be well, be happy, and peaceful. That is why love and kindness jumping in right there that I talked about with you earlier. First of all, we need to share metta, which is love and kindness to ourselves. May I be well, be happy, and peaceful. May I be well, be happy, and peaceful. You can do that 5 minutes by closing our eye and then imagine our face in front of us within this part. Okay? May I be well, be happy, and peaceful. Silently. Okay? Be silently. May I be well, be happy, and be peaceful. Keep repeating that 5 minutes until you feel calm, until you feel relaxed. Your whole body starts to cool down. Now you can radiate that love and kindness to the others. But don't do it to the same sex. Let's say you are female, you cannot do it to different sex. You cannot do it to men. Because if you keep doing that, you'll fall in love with that person. That is how the mind works. Okay? So you need to start with the same sex first. Mother, or the lady, or somebody that you like, friendly. And then from there, you start to spread out with the people that your friend, the people at your co-worker, and then the people within the society and the whole world. That is how we practice love and kindness, to radiate that. Although, other than that, there is no way for anybody to take the karma from the others. In order for us to know our past life, look at what we are getting right now. If we are struggle, if we are suffer, if we are really in terrible conditions right now, we can tell our past is not wonderful. If we are looking, if we want to see our future, a future life, look at what we are doing right now. That will give the result in the future. That's very easy. We don't need a superpower to see that. We can see that with our own action. Okay. One more.
Good evening, everybody. I just got a quick question. How can I turn my mind off if I'm battling cancer and every day when I wake up? That's what I have to deal with. Being depressed and having bad anxiety, it's hard to shut off my mind just because I have cancer and I have to take chemo pills every day. How can that help me by just, I don't know, it's just so confusing just to wake up every day just to know that I'm battling cancer and my mind, it won't shut off.
To be honest with you, all beings in this world, when we have this physical body, we all have to suffer with all kind of illness. Nobody can escape. Except those who always offering treatments, medicine, taking care of the people who in need, to accumulate their merits, offer, okay, not selling. Those people who always does that to the people, they will have a really long life without illness. For the rest, we have different kind of sickness, and we have to go through that. But the difference is, for us, when we have some kind of cancer, we always panic. When the doctor said you only have 5 days or 7 days left, what will you do within that 7 days? Cry, sad, depressed? Then you will not have 7 days, you only have 3 or 2 days, 2 or 3 days. Why is that? That mind is pulling the body down rapidly. The mind is healing this body rapidly. What if within that 7 days, hey, I am a human being. I'm born with all kind of sickness. I cannot escape this. If I have 7 days, I will do the things that I have never done for myself. Come back within. Do something good for ourselves before we go, that we can rest in peace. If we have a really strong mind and ignore all that kind of illness that we have, live peacefully and happily. My sisters, you have many different kind of cancers, but that doesn't bother her at all. Now she lived for 10, 15 years already. And there are many people like that. Not just a few, many. If you can build your mind, if you can work with your mind, that cancer won't bother you. You'll have a peaceful day. And if you want to have a peaceful day every day, write that down. Today is going to be my peaceful day. And then work with it. You will have a peaceful day every day. Just step by step. You'll be okay. Here you have another question. Here another question. So many questions. I don't know if I have time to answer all.
I have a clarifying.
Yes.
When you were saying to meditate to put somebody in front of you and say you forgive yourself, and then you went on to saying to do it to people of the same sex, to move to the next sex, I got a little confused with that. Are you supposed to put the person in front of you and forgive them too?
Forgiveness meditation that I guide is like if we have that person, we know exactly the person who we have injured or hurt them, then yes, you can do that. Okay? But if we don't, we just wanted to do it to all beings, then we just come back within with all that residing silently in our mind, thinking of that. That's enough. For the loving kindness meditation, you can put their face in front. For all beings, and in general, you don't know who and who, we don't need to imagine their face, but imagine recited within that statement, with that sentence, that line, may all beings be well, be happy, and peaceful. That way.
Question about actions in the world. Guys are all on a very blessed path. And for some of us who live very distracted lives, we might be trying to bring peace in a difficult environment, let's say in a faith spaces. But we may not always feel like it's the same way by other people, and it hurts so much. And yet, responsible and the devoted part of us should keep trying, but it hurts. And it's important for the heart to not become hard. How do we do that? How do we keep our heart from getting hard? How do you do it? How do you keep it hard?
I don't expect anything. When I do want something, I have never expected the outcome. Just keep doing it. The more we expect, the more we suffer, because nobody gonna do the way we want, nobody gonna agree the way we do. No expectation. Okay? How old? Okay, here comes the same question. 44 is me, yes. Middle one. The senior monk is 70. He is not here. He is not here. But this venerable that you saw with the two hands walking, it's him. He's 68. And we have one, the youngest one is 29. And we have Aloka at 4. Hmm? 4. We do have, but Aloka is the peace walker, so he always with me when we walk. Yes. For 66 days already, when our days get harder and harder, and then a lot of things come, what keeps me going? I come back to my original vow that I want to do something for the people. Like I said, if we want to do something in this world, just go for it. As long as you know that it's benefits for the others, for all beings, don't give up. To give up is very easy. Anybody can do that. But to keep on moving forward is very hard. And what if the road is always flat? What is the difference between all of us here? If the road is always flat, it's nothing, right? It's because it always have flat and then hill, roller coaster and like that. But the difference is those people who never give up, they continue to walk even though it's high hill and going down and going up and going down. And then they can also walk on the flat road. Never complain, never give up. That makes them different. If you remember in Alabama, when we enter into Georgia's border, a lot of people come for us. And I say, thanks to Alabama for all those roller coaster roads. We walk up the hill and down the hill like this every day in the heat. And then from Texas, we walk, it's like this, but it's really cold. But we still continue to do that. We will not give up because our vow is because we wanted to do this. Nobody forced us. So never give up, okay? Doesn't matter how hard this life puts us. Remember, it doesn't matter how hard it is, this life, and all the people push us to the corner. Don't give up. Our head, our mind is very, very unique. Is that when we are in the corner, we will find a way out. So let us all keep it up, okay? Yes, baby? You notice all these badges. This is honorary from all the police departments, sheriff, patrol, troopers, SWAT. That they pinned on my rope in honor for our walk. That also they walk to Washington DC with us and walk for peace with us. Aloka, did you get it? He slept. He sleep now, so thank you. He has one. Yes, he has it. Yes, thank you. Okay, so many questions, so I don't know who to pick. One more question? Okay, one more question.
Thank you.
First and foremost, I want to give gratitude for you all being here. What you guys are doing is amazing. And to be able to see you guys come together and walk through different terrains, different weather, it shows us as a people that we can become one because we are one. Like you said, we are the same, just a little bit different, but majority of us are the same. But I have a question about transitions, about death. My grandmother right now is currently transitioning. And she is a devout Christian. She's dealt with a lot of illness all her life. And so right now my family is struggling with seeing the goodness in what is going on with her transitioning, no more suffering, no more pain, the ultimate love and light from the Lord. However, it's a battle for us not to be, I don't want to say angry, but kind of upset because we're losing our matriarch of our family, and she's such a wonderful person. So is there any type of breathing techniques or anything that you guys can just, or yourself can just give me as far as upliftment? Because my family and we were really struggling. We see it as a beautiful loss, but I don't want us to see it as a loss. We got her for 87 years. And I don't want to become hard with my heart.
Still alert or no?
A little bit. Like she said, she can't talk. She has like breathing tubes and stuff. But if we speak to her, she can shift her head. She can acknowledge us in that way. Yes.
This is what we all have to go through. This is the fact that all beings have to go through. And guess what our Buddha said? The water in the oceans on this earth versus the tears that we have shed for our loved one in this circle of life. Those water in the ocean not even compared to those tears that we have shed drop for our loved one. We have cried so long, so many times, and so many lives. And that is why I say suffering. Suffering from born, aging, sickness, and passing away, die. All of us have to go through that. We don't believe, or we believe, we have to go through it. And then when that time comes, when seeing our loved one lying on the bed, struggling that way, it's a very difficult time for us. But let me share with you this. There's two things. First of all, when that person is still alert, be able to hear. And if she is stable, he is stable without any panic, we shouldn't bother her or him. Because when that time, they are very mindful, they are very stable in their mind, their thought, thinking of just one thing or their breath. Or they smiling with the thing that they have done beautifully in their life. When we interfere it, they will get mad, they will get angry. And if they have to go at that moment, they cannot go to the peaceful realm. But if we feel like they are struggling right now, then we should try to help. Remind them, Grandma, you have done beautifully in your life. You have helped us. You have done this to the others. You have done so many beautiful things. Just remind them all those things that they have done, really good benefits, wholesome things that they have done, so that they can remember all those. When they remember all those good things they have done in life, they pass away. They can born in a peaceful realm as human being or heaven. But if they have to struggle when they die, they only have 4 places to go. Hell, hungry ghosts, and animal realms. These are the 4 not good realms that if we struggle, if we die panicking, we go there. Okay? And so, if you think that she is okay, you can just talk and remind her of all those. But today, on behalf of the Venerable monks, within this 66 days of walking for peace, we have bring so much love, gathering people together, come together and practice mindfulness and loving kindness and compassion. We accumulated a lot of merit. With all that meritorious deed, we would like to share and transfer it to her. And may she will be at peace. Thank you so much.
Thank you.